Alright, so for the final video I'm making, but maybe your first video, I don't know. This is the support video. So here's what I'm going to name the top 3 supports. So let's get started. So for number 1, I'm going to be picking Yellow Star of Fnatic. Now, here's why, and I don't think this is that hard of a decision. This is probably one of the easiest decisions I've made for a number 1 pick. Probably the least controversial I'm going to have, in my opinion. Yellow Star took a band of rookies and helped guide them, and with them he was able to help Fnatic become one of the most dominant forces in EU LCS. I think I've mentioned this in every video about how important Yellow Star is to that team, but just to point out an important stat here. Yellow Star actually broke 400 points. Again, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but just in case this is your first one, breaking 400 to me is huge. Not that many players were able to even get to 400 points. So Yellow Star getting to 400 points is massive to me. So that's really important. The other thing is that he was able to take a guy like Steelback and make him the highest scoring LCS player last split. Just in case you didn't watch the other videos, Steelback scored 465 points. I know not all of those were scored just because of Yellow Star, but let's look at it this way. Fnatic has just boosted their ADC. They've made their ADC better. They've gotten reckless. So who's to say that reckless won't surpass what Steelback did last split? And guess who's going to mostly benefit from that? It's his support, which is Yellow Star. Which is why I think he's going to be probably the best support to pick up for this draft. And did I mention that 445 points, that's the 8th among all players. That includes 80 carries, that includes mid laners, that includes junglers, that includes top laners. That's 8th overall. That's fantastic. So honestly, arguably one of the best players to pick up, period. End of discussion. So that's my number 1 pick. Oops. So for number 2, I think I'm going to have to go with Lustboy. Now, Lustboy was an interesting case when it came to TSM, but right now he's a phenomenal support. He's also supporting who I think is one of the best 80 carries that's available for Fantasy LCS right now, which is Wild Turtle. So, again, support's kind of easy to judge here because supports are basically going to be leeching off their 80 carries. So I do believe that Lustboy, who was able to score 336 points total, that's a solid number for support. It's nowhere near what Yellow Star got, but again, Fnatic is like in a whole nother level. In the top lane video, I described how much of a discrepancy there was between Huni and Cabochard, which was the second highest, and Huni was the highest. So, I mean, Fnatic was on a whole nother level last split. So, we'll see if we see that again. But right now, I do believe that Lustboy is the second best pick. Just because, you know, he might not have been the highest scoring support, but I do believe Wild Turtle is going to improve here. I think the team synergy is going to improve since there were no roster changes. And I think Lustboy is going to benefit, and he's going to improve his scoring. He's going to at least match it, if not do better. So that's my second pick. And as for my third pick, this one might come with a little bit of This one is based off of a few things here. So let me just say it. My third pick is Gosu Peppers, formerly known as Edward of Gambit Gaming. Now, my reason for picking him is not because necessarily of him. He didn't really perform the greatest in the beginning of the split, but towards the end he performed pretty well. And he had the 80 carry of Pinoy. So now Pinoy's been replaced with Forgiven, who was one of the best 80 carries in EU, if not all of Fantasy LCS. So he was also Edward or Gosu Peppers with Pinoy. He was able to score 307 points, which is pretty solid for a support. I'll have to say, because supports are usually going to die a lot, and they're normally not going to get a lot of kills. And some of you might be questioning, why didn't I put N-rated third? Now here's the deal. N-rated had Forgiven at AD carry at the time. So I take that into account. I also take into account what kind of support Edward was in previous splits. He's known as the guy who usually takes kills away from his AD carry. And since Forgiven is a AD carry that's very good at getting kills, I believe that maybe Gosu Peppers is going to leech off some kills, and he's actually going to do the opposite of what I believe Reckless is going to do to the Fnatic members. If you didn't see in the other videos, I do believe that Reckless is going to kind of take kills that Huni, Forbidden, and Reignover were going to get this split, and probably add it to his score. But I think the opposite is true for Gosu Peppers. I think Gosu Peppers, being the kill-hungry support that he is, and since he performed pretty well last split, I do believe that he's going to be a solid support pick, especially since he's going to take those kills, as opposed to when he's taking kills from Pinoy, who wasn't as successful as an AD carry as Forgiven was last split. So that's about it. If you want to see the rest of the videos, if this was your first one or third or whatever the hell, the rest of them are down here. If you have any comments about what I said or why I said it, yada yada, just let me know in the comments down below, as well as the rest of the videos are down there. I think I already said that. Thank you for watching, of course, and of course leave suggestions about how I can make this better for you guys, and I'll see you guys later.